So having the home carpets replaced tomorrow, ever since I purchased this home, there's been a few soft spots here on the flooring, and looks like maybe there was some water damage here before. I'm not sure. It looks like somebody put some sort of paste. I don't know if that's dry rot. In any case, it's the floor here sags there and here. It's hard to see, but yeah, you get a better look here of prior repairs of some sort. So I'm going to open this up and see what this looks like. Okay, so I've taken the Sawzall, set it to 3/4 inch depth, and I'm just going to make a small square here where I know it's the major sag. And I'm going to lift this up and see what we have. These joists are strong, so that wasn't the problem. I guess it was just this particle board maybe got wet, and it was sagging in certain places. So I'm hoping to create I'm going to make a joist here with a 2x4, come across here as well, just like the side. And I'm going to proceed to try to close this hole. These will have the respirator because there's a lot of dust. Some other common tools. And the skill zone. Okay, so I've gone underneath the crawl space. And fortunately I have a couple foot clearance here in addition to the additional foot here from these floor beams. And what I'm seeing here is that somebody had already tried to support this part of the floor with some 2x4s here. Some lot of glue. And I'm gonna have to do the same over on this side. And these are the tools of the trade today, just a little power drill. I had some 2-inch nails. I thought I'd need a 3-inch, but this is entirely too long. So I went with these 2-inch interior construction screws. As you can see, I have a lot of space here under the crawl space. I had this 4x4. It was a makeshift support on a prior attempt to just buttress the sagging regions, but it just wasn't enough. There's too many areas that were sagging. But in any case, it was still down here, and this came in very useful because it helped me hold these 2x4s in place as I was trying to get them positioned properly and to screw in those 2-inch nails at a 45-degree angle into the main support beam. So that's where I did it. Okay, back up on the top side. These are the 2x4s that I had just shimmed against these support rods. These were the old ones that were already there. You can see from the bottom here. It's just nailed in 45-degree angle, two 2-inch screws. Okay, so I've already cut this plywood. This former subfloor had a little groove here, and I just cut it off to make it flush. And I bought a smaller piece of board so I wouldn't have to buy the whole plywood, and that seems to fit right nicely there. So this part could have been nicer, but there was just so much glue from the prior repair job, but this is about as even it's gonna get. It does. My new boards are nice and flush, and I have a nice little edge here from the joist. I had bought these shims originally I was gonna plan on using them for these 2x4s, but it really wasn't necessary. Just put the nails at 45-degree angle, and that's fine. I'm about to use this liquid nail subfloor. I'm going to put it around the perimeter here, and then I'll put on my 3/4 inch plywood, and then I'll fasten it down with screws. Okay, so there I put the liquid nails around so that it makes a constant seal. In this neighborhood I live in, it gets really hot, and lately I've seen some really large centipedes, about 4 inches long, big fellows, and I think they could sneak in through any little tight, so hopefully this will keep them all out. I will say at this point that I'm not a, it's probably self-evident, I'm not a carpenter. This repair job was necessitated by the fact that the carpeting is going to be installed tomorrow, so I had very little choice but to just dive in and try to fix things best I could, and but I think it's going to be satisfactory. This was my workbench out in my backyard to use to cut these pieces. The old adage, measure twice, cut once. Okay, let's just slide this 3/4 inch plywood. Measure twice, cut once, and there we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and step on that so that liquid cement just settles right in. Okay, I think that's good enough, and now I'm going to go ahead and put in my 2-inch wood screws around the perimeter. Okay, this is the final product. Okay, sweetie, hold on. Yeah, things are nice and firm here. There was some floor that was uneven here. I just filled it in with that liquid nails and used a spatula to flatten it out. And hopefully we won't have to look at this subfloor again for several decades. And that's it. Thank you for watching. So as I was down here, I figured I'd check for other areas of damage, and lo and behold, there's a nice little crack there on this subfloor. I don't know what was going on, the prior owners, but I did go up to the top side, and I could feel a soft spot there, just where that hole was forming. I don't know if somebody was dropping bowling balls, or just not sure. So I'm going to proceed while I'm down here already and measure that crossbeam and shimmy another 2x4 just like I had in the other regions. So I had to tear off some of that subfloor material. It was just, there's no way that I could just push it back in. It was just too brittle. It was falling apart. If I was to push it, it would just push out from the top side. Unfortunately, I had this 4x4 here, and it looks like there's a 2x4 cut already here, almost the width of this section. Somebody intended to fix it and never got to it. I think it's because they were having trouble positioning that board enough so that it would be flat on the bottom side of there. I'm going to try to push that a little more, maybe with a hammer, so that it's flat and I can put that board across. Okay, so what I've done is I positioned that 2x4 there, and I pushed it up, and I've shimmed this 4x4, and it's kind of sideways, but I used it to banging it on the hammer on the right side to apply pressure to that 4x4, and it was able to push it up so that it's almost flush here. Okay, after not much difficulty, it's difficult to get these angles down here, even with the power drill. Anyways, this board is well secured right there where that former crack was.